Black women across the diaspora have stories filled with beauty, adventure, love, and experiences worth preserving. Carefree Magazine has created a space to celebrate those voices, and now it's bringing them from the page into a new coffee table book, Black Women in Bloom. Carefree Media founder and editor-in-chief Anayo Awuzie joins us to share more. Welcome to Live in the Bay, Anayo.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. Congratulations on the book. This is so exciting. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit, but tell me first about Carefree Media.
Yeah, Carefree Media is a publication I launched 6 years ago this year, and it's an online platform telling Black women's stories on life, love, and adventure. It is a slow storytelling platform, so we publish just one essay a week from a Black woman around the world on how she's navigating womanhood and how she's choosing different from, you know, some of the expectations that women have in terms of how they're thought to lead their lives.
Yeah, and why were you moved to do this?
I studied journalism, and so my dream has always been to be an editor and work at a magazine and, you know, do the whole New York fashion thing. And I did that for a little bit, but I ended up moving back and, you know, wanted to still tell these stories. I knew so many amazing Black women in my life who were doing really cool things, and I just felt like their stories weren't being highlighted. And so I wanted to tell the in-between stories. So what is in between just, you know, excellence or oppression? In between is just the regular women that we all know that are just living their lives and having experiences that we can all relate to. And I wanted to create space to publish and tell those stories.
Yeah, incredible. Definitely a place that, a platform that deserves to highlight all of the beauty of these stories and the amazing things that they're doing. And I love that you said it's kind of the middle, because there are a lot of people that deserve to have stories told that aren't doing crazy, extraordinary things.
Right.
And yeah, so that is a beautiful way to highlight and illustrate them. What is something that you're most proud of from building this?
I'm so proud of being able to publish new writers. So a lot of Black women, there aren't a lot of spaces for us to tell our stories and get published and get paid. So I pay every writer, self-funded, and each story, a writer gets to have her first byline. She gets to publish, work with an editor, develop her voice, and have her story reach the masses in a way that might not have been possible or was a lot harder without this space. So I'm most proud of that, being able to publish new writers.
Yeah, are there any stories that kind of stick out with you over this 6 years that really touched you or were meaningful to you in some way?
Oh, absolutely. So many of our stories, we've published over 200 stories at this point. And I think the one that's the most meaningful, I've written a few stories for Carefree, so being able to share my story has always been meaningful. I think some of the stories that I find most meaningful have been very contrarian takes to things that we always, you know, just traditionally assume is going to happen. For instance, in the book, there's a story called The Unspoken Truth About Motherhood, and it's about a woman who can't have children, but has always, you know, grew up in an immigrant household where becoming a mom is expected. And, you know, she's learning how to navigate life where I am not able to do this thing, but I am still worthy and I can still live a full life. And so that really resonates with me. I'm in a time period where, you know, people are looking at me for motherhood, and that story, I think, will resonate with a lot of women and is very meaningful.
Yeah, absolutely. That's beautiful. Let's talk about the book. You know, why did you want to create this book? It's, you know, magazine form where you're telling these stories, but you wanted to take this extra step and have a coffee table book. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I think, you know, the internet is in an interesting place. It's not always a joyful place to navigate as a Black woman. And so I wanted to be able to remove us from the doom scroll and find Black women in their places of comfort, which is their home. You know, I want to be able to find you laying on your couch with your beautiful coffee table book and just be able to indulge in something without having to worry about, you know, maybe some weird online comments, or, you know, a lot of Black women are trying to reduce their screen time. And so it's really just changing the medium. I think a lot of us are moving to physical, and analog is coming back, which is great. So I wanted to just make sure that these stories are still being captured, even if we're not online.
Yeah, well, the cover is so beautiful. Here it is. This is so gorgeous. It would look beautiful on any coffee table. You know, what went into putting the cover together?
Oh, so much. So much. We've had so many variations of this cover, and My favorite color is green, and so when we were thinking about just the whole idea of blooming and, you know, starting from the seed and sprouting and earth, like this color palette really just spoke to me and my designer, Akila, who created this cover. And so, you know, we were like, well, we want to do something that's maximalist and colorful and vibrant, just like the community. And so this is what we ended up with. The photography is by Joseph Patrick, who is an amazing photographer. And yeah, I love it. So I'm glad.
I love it too. It is beautiful. Yeah, I can see that. It matches the Live in the Bay theme too,
oh,
right?
Yeah,
On brand.
absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Right.
What is next for Carefree Magazine and for you?
Yeah, we are in the middle of a book tour right now. So I'm going to 7 different cities across the world internationally. And we just had our Oakland launch party on Friday, which was so much fun. I think over 100 people came out to celebrate the book. And from here, we're heading to Seattle and Chicago. And then we'll be back in the Bay in October in San Jose and San Francisco to further celebrate the book.
Perfect. And where can people find more information about those celebrations and to get a copy of the book?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at Carefree Mag or our website, carefreemag.com/book. Everything about Black Women in Bloom is there.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you.